So this is a project I've been waiting to do for a while, is build nice do-it-yourself wooden blocks for the kids. And, you know, who doesn't love wooden blocks? So I'm going to teach you how I did it cheaply, and yeah. So I went to Home Depot and bought these 8-foot lengths of wood. They're nicely finished. They call it pine, select pine. It's 3/4 by 1.5 inches by 8 feet long, so 4 of them. That's 32 feet that I'm going to make into nice blocks. But I like it because it's already kind of sanded. I'm going to sand these edges, and then I'm going to cut them into sizes. So here we go. So first step is just to peel off these labels, and then yeah, take them out to the sander. And so I just use my palm sander to sand out all those edges, because that was one step I just didn't want to do once I cut the blocks. Because after I cut the blocks, I sanded it anyway. But yeah, just sanded all those edges, and then took it to the chop saw, put a little stop in place, and I started cutting them. There was different sizes I cut. Some I cut to 1 inch and 1.5 inches. The 1.5 inch ones pretty much became squares, and the next size from there was 3 inches. And I made the most 3-inch blocks that I felt like those the kids would enjoy most building high things with. I did make some 4.5 inch and 6-inch blocks as well. I even made some of these diagonal pieces. I don't know, I made like 12 diagonals and then 12 like trapezoidal pieces. I don't know, I just had fun with it, but I'm glad the sizes actually worked out really well, because they can build nicely together and they kind of like add well together. I'll put those in the show notes, exactly what those sizes are. This was a little system I had made. The kids helped me out too, but basically, yeah, we're sanding each of those blocks. Alvin's dusting them off, and Valen is conditioning them. So I'll go into a little more detail there. Sanding, I guess, is a little tricky. If you have like a standalone belt sander, that probably would work best. If you're hand sanding these, that'll probably take forever. But I just took my little portable belt sander, flipped it upside down, and just used that to kind of sand all the blocks. And here I'm just kind of going with the wood and just trying to get all the burrs that came from the chop saw smooth and flat. You know, I don't want any of my kids to get splinters here, so just sanding every single angle, which is a tedious process, but I think a necessary one. And yeah, it turned out really good. The belt sander did a great job, and probably took, I don't know, 1.5 hours to do all 120 pieces or so. But yeah, definitely a needed process, and I'd recommend a belt sander. You can rent them from Home Depot if you want. So after sanding, I give it to Alvin. Alvin, what are you doing?
Brushing.
Yeah, you're getting all the dust off, and after he gets all the dust off, he hands it to Valen. Right, Valen? And then what does Valen do? Valen puts down a little bit of Butcher Block conditioner. All natural. We're using this Howard Butcher Block conditioner.
No,
And then he's getting
beeswax.
he's getting every single edge. And then we're setting them out to dry. We'll probably rub them down to get any excess conditioner out after this step. And then we'll basically be done. Alvin, there's another block for you to do. I was honestly surprised how effective the kids were in helping. Recently, I've been trying to get the kids much more involved in different projects I take on, and just helping her out around the house. Actually, Valen, my 6-year-old in the red shirt there, he's been mowing the lawn with our self-propelled, or assist-propelled lawnmower. And he does actually a really good job for 6 years old. Like, he can do it pretty well. I do have to cover some spots, but anyway, I'm just trying to get the kids more involved, and they do a good job, you know. And this definitely cut down probably half the time, you know, Alvin dusting off the excess sawdust, and then Valen conditioning all the blocks. I did go over some of the areas because he had put like excessive conditioner on some of the blocks, so I just went back after he was done and wiped down all the blocks. But it definitely shaved off a lot of time, and now they can take part and feel ownership over these blocks that we made together. And so that was a cool thing. So after the blocks were conditioned, I just laid them out in the sun and let them dry, and then just took a rag and cleaned them off. Here's just a video of them building blocks with their uncle. And yeah, just cool things you can do with blocks, and just hours of entertainment and creativity, especially when you have a lot of them. So that's what I wanted for the kids. And if you look online, they're always so expensive. So this is a cheap way and a quick way. You know, we did this project in about a day and a half. And not, you know, we weren't working. It was probably like 3 hours total, maybe 3 to 4 hours total to do all of this. So good luck and Godspeed.